You know, it's almost like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. In today's video, we are going to take a close look at another handheld from my friends from China. This is going to be the X8, and we have seen a lot of X devices, X16, you name it, X19, but there's also going to be in hit or miss, or the same kind of crappy software. Did they change something out, or is it still the same crap after all of these years? That we're going to find out, so consider subscribing, hit the little bell, and let's do a chit chat about the device, and is it really worth your money? First of all, it comes with a 4-range display. They're claiming to have an IPS panel with a resolution of 480 by 800. Only 1500 milliamps, so they will give you a couple of hours. Support of an SD card, all the way up to 64 gigabytes, so there's absolutely nothing. We have 2 analog sticks, and of course we need to be using this thing with an input of an USB-C and 1 amp charging. And overall, it's not a good start. Alright, so we're having the green, the black and the white version. Let's see if they actually, send me the green version. I just wanted to have something different. So in the package it also comes with the USB cable, the AV out cable. Oh, we're having a certificate. Oh yeah. And the tiny piece of toilet paper in I think it's Chinese. And we're having over here the English with how it actually works. Nothing a lot of explained. If you have any problems, yeah, sometimes you can check the manual, but there's nothing in here. So I'm really curious about it, and is it any good? Because oh boy, the first impression, I can tell you, it's not positive at all. Because this thing is kind of an, let's say, big boy when it comes to, let's say, Game Boy XL. But yeah, the overall, let's say, the light-weighted situation, it's absolutely laughable. So the shoulder buttons are all the same kind of size. And I was thinking at first like, hey, there was some difference, but I think there is not a lot of difference. So what is kind of interesting that we do have like micro switch. They have like a very light, let's say in short, but also a very light, let's say travel. And that can be very positive actually holding that. You can just very easily press them. So that is positive. The ABXY are absolutely horrible with this very cheap tiny button. Has a not little, well, I must say there's not like a very, let's say, wiggly feel to it, but it does have like a very long travel. 2 slider joystick and a D-pad, menu, select start, front speaker. And let's see, at the top we're finding the on and off switch. And then we have an extra button, a USB for charging, and an AV out. Yep, an AV out. Cool, man. Let's power it on. And I'm not going to be expecting a lot from this. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Wow, you know, that's absolutely, it's completely a lie when you're looking at the display itself. This thing has not an IPS panel in the inside. Like a lot of times they're just lying. And I can tell you, look at this, it's everything but an IPS panel. It looks absolutely horrible. There is not even a front glass, just a piece of plastic. I don't know if you can even remove the front film, because that's also sometimes a problem. You can see it makes it even more glossy. Sometimes the reason why I leave these things on. Oh man, this is not a great start, I can tell you that. The menu, yeah, it's the same kind of menu that we have seen many times before. But there are some slightly differences. That's it, there's no like the thumbnails that we have seen before. We can listen to music. We can even watch a photo. And I'm getting a movie. So let's see what is in here. Okay, I don't want to click that. So bad, MKV, okay. What the heck is that? Okay, and so I don't want to know that. What does it actually be? Now we have the ebook, file manager. Ha, they finally removed that annoying, like say, Chrome logo. We can just scroll through the images and everything else like that. The background, okay, can be switched by using the background thumbnail. Settings. There we go. Display. So brightness level 15. I don't know if there's going to be another level. Yeah, we got 16. But there is not even a difference between that. Contrast can be adjusted. Saturation. And the saturation is something you don't see very often. Background, photos, movie, explorer again. And the system and different languages over here. System information. And that's it. There is nothing much to see. So going into the game folder. But it's kind of cool that we have like different folders over here. So it's more convenient to search your games. Because some of the devices have one massive list. That makes no sense whatsoever. But let's scroll through a couple of games and let's see how the overall emulation of this is, because also there we're having a lot of hit or miss going on. What is kind of cool that we're having all kinds of series on this thing. So Dragon Ball series, alright, so let's see, Batman series, let's see the NES games, Tank series, alright, so some of them make no sense, Final Fantasy series, and there are a lot of them, Pirate King series, Rockman series, so we have the NES and the GBA, okay, that's cool. Let's get into the Famicom. Oh, navigating is a little bit difficult. There we go, Turtles one. Let's boot it up. And let's press the menu button. But there is no aspect ratio. See, and that's the main problem with these things. That was like hit or miss with these devices. Oh boy. Oh man, the sound of this. It sounds completely messed up. Just the tunes, everything. Oh man, the D-pad is awful. The analog stick is not that bad. I can actually navigate through the stage. Remind me, I'm trying to look through the camera because this viewing angle is so horrible that I can barely play it from an angle. But one thing is clear, that this is not the way how you would experience those old NES games. And that's quite unfortunate when you're just looking at the device. This is not necessary. Where the audio itself, it goes very loud and sounds okay with GBA. Okay, let's see. No audio delay. But the game itself, it looks that it runs really slow. An audio delay, I don't think that is going to be a thing. Where the overall emulation performance, when you're just speeding up, not really satisfied, but this can maybe also to do of the horrible display they're using in this device. Okay, so let's get into the Game Boy with this widescreen shenanigans. And the audio sounds so different again. Maybe it's my idea with this particular system. But so far everything seems to be working fine. Okay, the shoulder buttons is a way to walk. Look at this. That is so bad. But moving on to the Game Boy Classic. It's the same overall experience when it comes to, let's say, a particular game, like compared with the Double Dragon that we've played before on the classic Game Boy. It was kind of a funny game, but I completely messed it up already. I'm getting my ass kicked by the CPU, that's one thing to be sure. We'll move on to some arcade stuff, because there it also goes wrong many times before. But so far I can just actually hear there is... So far I can just see and hear there is nothing going on over here. Yeah, playing with the D-pad and fighting games is not going to be a good thing. But yeah, good audio, good overall emulation performance. But I am getting my ass whooped by this guy. Oh, absolutely. Oh boy, also the Mega Drive is completely unplayable. I did notice in the beginning, when it comes to the logo, you can see how stuttering everything is. There is audio delay. There is absolutely nothing good to say about this. Weird sound effects, audio delay, everything that can go wrong with the game. They absolutely messed it up with this. My ears are bleeding. That music. Oh man, it's really bad. It's really bad. But let's get into it. The loading times are so freaking long for this. It's absolutely ridiculous. It will take up like a second or so. That's how actually slow everything runs. That not only the game loads up like within like say 10 seconds, also the loading times between it, the cutscenes are ridiculous. Okay, did they map everything? Or did they mess it up? That's another story. Yeah, so they completely messed up the controls. The shoulder buttons are not here. Oh my. But this is absolutely back to basic. In the settings with the display, here we need to set it to a different region and then we're going to be having an AV out. This is 4x3, okay. Oh man, if you're going to be looking into MAME, some fast game like this, you can just see that it frame skip like crazy. It stutters, it doesn't run like it should be. The D-pad is awful. Somehow I managed to do some moves out of this, but if you're getting into the gameplay, normally I need to have like the double movement. I have such a big handicap with this. It's completely unplayable when it comes to MAME, when it comes to the performance and etc. Okay, this looks so much better than actually on the device itself. So the signal of the AV out is not super bad. So let's see, dinosaur fight quickly. Okay, I want to see what dinosaurs fight quickly. They're using these weird .kg files or something like that. Oh yeah, what happened? Wait, what happened? I just wanted to put in some credits and it stopped working. Okay, never mind. Oh, but now we're getting into the AV out in the game itself. I don't know if the camera picks it up. It's really bad. Oh boy. But let's play a quick game of some Beefcake Dino. And what I'm surprised about it doesn't work for fighting games. For beat-em up games, it's just fine. You do see stuttering going on. You can just see how bad it is. It's lagging like crazy. But Beefcake turned into fight with wolfies, whatever it is. Oh no, this is Beefcake and dinos. Sorry, I'm completely brain farting over here because I'm so like flabbergasted how bad this thing is. Seriously. And also when it comes to menu, not even an aspect ratio option. Not even going to be needing it now with the monitor, but that has to do with the settings of the monitor because that had been set for 4x3. Alright, so the final screw. We're breaking the seal. Because Wicked is so naughty. But let's open it up and let's see how the construction is of the device itself. And whoa, it's already falling apart. That's it. That's the only thing we're going to be finding in the inside. It's going to be a very tiny battery indeed, and you can replace it. You can just see actually the speakers, or the speaker itself has been like soldered into on the main board itself. It also goes for the battery. So doing some maintenance. Ooh, okay, so you just have some double-sided tape over here. Oh, we can remove the battery if we want to. Let's see if there's any information on the other side. Yep, there we have. 12 volt milliamp. Boy, that is a really small battery. It will give you maybe a couple of hours, like 2 or so, but not a long time. But that's it, you know. Let's put it back together. Let's put it there. But you know, this is one of those, let's say, weird like devices. Very cheap most of the time. But let's be, like, if you need to do some maintenance or it's not going to be a pleasant situation. Yeah, is it really worth the money? Let's talk about that. Okay, when you're looking at this particular device, it's quite disappointing in many different ways. Where this thing doesn't have a great compatibility with different emulators, the emulators that are working on this don't have an overall great performance like MAME. And this is really disappointing because we do have like a lot of cheap options that has MAME emulation working perfectly. So when you're looking at the quality device, it's very lightweighted and very small battery. The shoulder buttons are the same kind of measurement or the same kind of position where they're not really bad because this thing is very pleasant to hold and they have like a nice feedback. But it's interesting, we have an option for 2 SD cards, the same configuration like Embernic. Horrible D-pad, that is okay for, let's say, fighting game, or sorry, beat 'em up games, not fighting games. And the analog joysticks, also here the situation that the right one has been set to ABXY. Craziness we have seen before, but this thing is not really worth your money because you can just rather get yourself something different, save up a little bit more money and get a different brand with better overall performance and don't waste your money on this. Thank you all for watching and it would be great to see you in the next video.